There's a moment in every sport when the air just gets sucked out of the room. For the WNBA, that moment came when the Indiana Fever released a short clinical statement. Caitlin Clark is out with a quad strain, expected to miss multiple games. That was it. No drama, no video, just text. But those few words sent a tidal wave through the league. Caitlin Clark, the rookie who had single-handedly pulled the WNBA into mainstream headlines, was going to be sidelined for at least 2 weeks, maybe longer. And in that moment, it became painfully clear how fragile the league's momentum really was. It wasn't just a star player sitting out, it was the one thing casual fans were actually paying attention to. Within hours, ticket prices collapsed, resale markets tanked, entire fan trips got canceled, and behind closed doors, league execs started sweating because the WNBA hadn't just lost a player, they'd lost their spotlight. Let's start with the numbers. The Chicago Sky vs Indiana Fever game, originally set for Wintrust Arena, had been moved to the much larger United Center, the same place the Chicago Bulls play. Why? Because Caitlin Clark was coming to town, and demand was so high that a bigger venue made perfect sense. Tickets were going for $86 a pop. Within 48 hours of her injury, they were listed for as low as $25. That's a 71% drop. In Baltimore, the Mystics had planned a similar strategy, shifting their Fever game to CFG Bank Arena to capitalize on Clark's presence. It backfired instantly. Ticket prices dropped nearly 50% the day the news broke. Over the 4 games Clark is expected to miss, average ticket prices slid from $137 to $80. This wasn't a small dip, this was a market crash. What's worse, this wasn't driven by bots or ticket flippers. It was driven by families, fans, people who had made real plans. They were going to spend the weekend, grab food downtown, buy their daughters a Clark jersey. Now, they're sitting at home, all because one player isn't playing. This isn't just about money, it's about attention, hype, energy, momentum, and when Caitlin Clark disappeared from the court, so did all of it. Parents who had bought game tickets as birthday gifts started refunding them. Entire friend groups canceled trips. Hotels near arenas saw a noticeable drop in bookings. And it wasn't just the Fever games. Suddenly, every WNBA matchup felt quieter, because the truth is harsh. People weren't tuning in for the league, they were tuning in for her. Without Clark on the floor, the social media buzz dries up. Highlight reels stop trending. Even ESPN barely mentions the WNBA without her name in the headline. That's what happens when one player carries the entire league's visibility. And now that she's on the sideline, it's like someone pulled the plug. Let's talk about Angel Reese, because if you've watched the coverage, you've heard it all. She's the villain to Clark's hero. She brings drama, attitude, swag. She's a star in her own right. But here's the problem, Angel Reese doesn't move the needle, not like Clark does, not even close. When Reese headlines a game without Clark, ticket sales look normal, arena capacity stays the same, the buzz, minimal. She might rack up double-doubles, she might go viral for a post-game quote, but she doesn't drive fan behavior at the same scale. Her 3 million followers on Instagram don't translate into butts and seats, or TV ratings, or national attention. Reese is famous, no doubt, but fame doesn't equal impact, and for the first time, the league is seeing that in real time. When Clark went down, Reese didn't rise. The spotlight didn't swing her way. In fact, the lights just dimmed for everyone. The truth? Caitlin Clark's biggest rival might be media expectations, not Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark isn't just a great player, she's a billion-dollar brand. Let that sink in. According to recent projections, Clark could generate between $875 million to $1 billion in direct economic value to the WNBA and its partners over the next year. And she's still a rookie. Think about what that means. She's raised the Indiana Fever's valuation from $90 million to over $300 million just by joining the team. Merchandise? Off the charts. Her jersey sold out within hours of release. TV viewership shattered every record. She's not just a player on a hot streak, she's the foundation of an entirely new business model. And when you remove her from that equation, even temporarily, everything slows down. Ticket resellers lose money, networks lose viewers, sponsors get nervous, and the league looks around and realizes just how thin the ice is. With Caitlin Clark on the floor, WNBA games average 1.17 million viewers. Without her, just 394,000. That's a 200% drop. That's not a difference. That's a disaster. Out of the 23 WNBA games that have crossed the 1 million viewership mark this year, 20 of them featured Caitlin Clark. Let's be real, the WNBA's national television footprint this season is a Caitlin Clark playlist. ESPN, Amazon Prime, CBS Sports, they didn't just schedule games. They built their whole strategy around one player. 41 of the Fever's 44 games were slated for national TV, more than any team in league history. And now, with Clark out, those same networks are calling emergency meetings. Advertisers are pulling back spend. Promotions are getting shelved. And the confidence, it's gone. You can hype up parity, you can promote rising stars, but at the end of the day, the viewers want Clark. And when she's not there, they tune out. So what now? For the Indiana Fever, it's not just a scoring issue. It's a full-on identity crisis. With Clark, the team played fast, open, fun. She pushed the tempo, hit deep threes, and made everyone better. Without her, the offense stalls. Kelsey Mitchell now has to carry the scoring load. Aaliyah Boston faces double teams because defenses don't fear the outside shot. The ball movement slows, the excitement dips. Coach Christy Sides called it an identity lab. Translation, we're experimenting on live television. Their pace, once one of the fastest in the league, has to slow down. Their spacing falls apart. Their best weapons become predictable. And the truth is, there's no one else like Clark on that roster. You can't replace her with a system. You can't scheme your way out of her absence. So what happens if she's out longer than expected? Do the Fever miss the playoffs? Do national broadcasts tank? Does the entire season fall flat? Those are real questions the WNBA never wanted to answer. Now they don't have a choice. This wasn't just a setback, it was a stress test. Remove Caitlin Clark from the WNBA and you see exactly what's holding the weight and what isn't. Ticket sales collapse, TV ratings plummet, social engagement dries up, and suddenly all that growth starts to look like a spotlight on one person. That's not a knock on the league, that's a reality check. It's a warning. Star-driven leagues need more than one star. You can't build a skyscraper on one beam. You need a foundation, a cast, a full stage. And right now, the WNBA doesn't have it. They have Clark, and then everyone else. If the league wants to survive the long run, it needs to turn hype into depth, talent into draw, moments into movements. Because this isn't just about one injury, it's about what happens when your entire spotlight goes dark. Here's the good news, Clark will be back. She's young, tough, determined. She wants to play, and fans are waiting. But when she returns, the league better be ready, because the pressure will be even bigger. Every camera, every crowd, every statistic, they'll all be tracking her. And once again, she'll be asked to carry it all. So let's hope she heals quickly, because the league needs her, the fans need her, and whether they admit it or not, the other players need her too. Drop a get well soon C in the comments if you're ready for the comeback. Like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the moment she steps back on the court. Because when Caitlin Clark returns, the WNBA isn't just back, it's reborn.